Hey folks, how is everybody? I just wanted to take this moment to introduce a brand new series that I'm doing. It's been a while since I've done anything on YouTube. I know I was going really strong for a while during the summer when I was streaming. I was putting stuff up on YouTube all the time. Life got crazy. Life got super crazy. But I wanted to take this time to share with you a new idea that I was going through, that I was going to do. And that is to create a character that tries to do every single quest in World of Warcraft. Um, it might be a huge undertaking. I don't know. I personally really enjoy this game, and I've been getting back into it recently thanks to the folks like Tiber, Zoo Exhibit, Layla, and Turwinkle. All those folks have just helped me rekindle my passion for this game, and really, I really have been enjoying getting back into it. So that being said, I didn't want to roll a brand new character because I've done that so many times. So I chose one that was right here at level 19. So this is Thermalin. And what he is a dwarf warrior, and we are in the middle of the Loch Modan questline. I chose to start here because if you all had been with me during my streaming over the summer, we had gone through most of Loch Modan, so this is kind of where we were gonna end up. Anyway, so here we are, and just to give you a little bit about this guy, at least backstory wise, I was kind of thinking that he was more of a he's kind of feral, but he's fiercely independent, and he likes to be outside a lot more than he likes being down in the deep dark places of Azeroth. And so he's more comfortable out here with the Mountaineers than he is at home in Ironforge. And yes, he is an Ironforge dwarf, but probably a little bit closer to like a what you call it, a wild hammer. So, yeah. Anyway, after I kill this guy, I'll kind of tell you what's going on with the UI. Here in green, I'm tracking the Ironforge reputation. My goal, my goal is to get all of the vanilla race or vanilla factions to Exalted. I've got 9% on my way to level 20, at which time we'll be getting our horse. I'm currently on this quest, a tiny, clever commander, slay Commander Nazrim. We've dealt with kobolds in these lands for years, not much other than a nuisance, but they've been getting craftier at their stealing. I think one of them's ended up smarter than usual. Won't be that way for long, though. I want you to go through the camp south of here and make sure that there's not a big shot kobold stirring up the other ones. Make sure to check the cave, and don't be shy about clearing out the other kobolds along the way. So that's what we're currently doing. So, but I'm excited to be doing this again, and I'm excited to be making content. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, here's a little bit about me. I don't know if you know this, but or can tell, but I enjoy video games. I mean, who would have thought me playing a video game on a YouTube channel? Anyway, I've been playing World of Warcraft since the end of since the end of Kata was when I really got into it. And I had played, leveled up, mostly during Mist of Pandaria. At that time, I played a lot of player versus player content. I did a lot of arena battles and things like that. And then my guild kind of disappeared. They didn't do anything anymore. So I searched for other guilds. I jumped servers. I tried to do things with my cousin in game, and we just nothing ever really worked out. And so I fell away from the game. I always kept my subscription, but I haven't been playing for a while. And then recently I started doing a dungeon group with Turwinkle, and that group is called For the Casuals. And we run every Wednesday night for anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, and we're doing every single dungeon content in the game. And I'm really loving that. Anyway, I'll continue the story in a little bit. So I was right. Now the question is, what the little freaks were plotting. Now that those bladders are dealt with, we've got more to take care of. The tunnel rats are swarming all over the Silverstream mine, setting up camps and sniffing around further and further every day. Greedy little things are looking for loot, I gather. Surveying the foraging is all fine and dandy when it's not on dwarven land. Take care of those tunnel rats and report back to me. Slay 5 tunnel rat surveyors and 5 tunnel rat foragers. Alright, we'll do. So as I got in with this group, I started to play again and actually have a chance to run group content, and I forgot how much I adored the content that we were doing. Oops, sorry. I'm just gonna stay on this one so I can keep track of things a little bit easier. So, I was sitting there the other day and I was thinking about back when I was streaming, and I don't have the bandwidth to really stream anymore. But I thought, you know what, I can still make videos and I can still enjoy the game and make it so that I can enjoy the game with other people. And so that's what I'm here. So anyway, the base rules for this is, I know I said before that I wanted to do every quest text, but that's a lie. What I want is, I want every single zone done to completion as much as possible. And so I don't know how long it's going to take me. I'm limiting myself. I'm only allowed to record for 30 minutes at a time. So at the 30-minute mark, I'm going to wrap up whatever I'm on and turn everything in, and then I'm going to turn off the video. And so it's just 30 minutes a day, and we're going to see how long it takes us to make a, to make it through, basically get a lore master for everything. As we go, we'll go back and we'll run old content. We're going to try and get older achievements, and we're going to try and just try to complete the game as much as possible. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get 100% achievements, but I'm considering this a quasi-completionist character. So, I hope you all enjoy the ride as we go through, and we try to kill more internet bears through this. I'll try to bring engaging conversation and hopefully share a little bit more about life and whatnot. As it stands right now, I'm going to be recording on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sorry, there's a chunk of deposit, some sort of stone deposit over here that I want. So I'm going to be recording on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm going to try to be uploading roughly at the same time. And then I was thinking of doing a similar thing with a dwarf over on the classic site, and seeing if I could do kind of tell what the difference is, at least in the starting area, since I never really got a chance to play vanilla WoW. So that is the dream. I was gonna make a caveat that I wasn't allowed to use my hearth. I could only run everywhere. But then I decided that this task is daunting enough as is. I don't really need to like RP to the extent of me not being able to hearth or anything like that. And so I'm going to use the mechanics available in the game. So expect these to come out on Wednesdays and Fridays for now, as those were going to be my recording days. I also want to start doing a little bit more on the channel as far as other playthroughs. I have a goal of trying to get through a lot of the games in my library.
Here there.
And so doing that, I will be adding to the channel as we go. So good. Now we can see what's going on down in that mine. He's going to send us back again. Okay, we already completed that. Sometimes they get stuck. Alright, who's in charge here? Dorley's filled me in on the crazy Trogg slave operation the Kobolds have going, and if you haven't talked to her about it yet, I suggest you do. I'd like to get the bottom of this. Literally, whoever's running the show is bound to be at the bottom of the mine calling the shots, and I want them dealt with. Find whatever crafty bugger is directing the geomancers and diggers be. Bring me their head. Okay, we can do that. And filthy paws. Ooh, we get a new cloak. It's a decent upgrade. The Silverstream mine is to the east ran dry long ago. I was converted by the Miners' League into a storage depot, but now kobolds have moved in, putting their filthy paws on good dwarven tools. We'll run out those vermin soon enough, but the League wants someone to get their gear out of the mine before we warriors tromp in there and break things. It'll be a tough delve. You might want cohorts at your side. The gear is stored in Miners' League crates throughout the mine. Good luck. And we won't be taking anybody down because, let's face it, retail WoW is not all that difficult right now. So, yeah. I found out what those rats are up to. There's so many of them outside because they've got Troggs digging for them in the mine. The tunnel rat geomancers figured out some kind of parlor trick to control the Troggs as creatures of the earth or some such. Fascinating, but not something we want to let them practice. Take out those geomancers right away. So slay 5 tunnel rat geomancers. Alright, so we're going back over there. We're going to go attack some more. Hey. Let's get it done. So, I am very excited. Do I have one of you yet? I don't know that I have one of you yet, but I don't really want one. That's another thing that we're going to be trying to do as we go through and try to get as many accomplishments as we can. Is we're going to have to do some of this this Pokemon pet battling that they've got going on, and I'll be adding that as much as I can. So, I hope you all can join me on this fun journey, and I'll get better at creating some content for you in the meantime. Anyway, since we're between quests, I'll share a little bit more about myself as we're attacking these things. I am in my 30s. I'm not going to go too much into detail. I live in the United States, in case you couldn't tell by my accent. I lived in England for a little bit. I compete in Scottish Highland Games, which is fun. I do jiu-jitsu, and I work for the schools. I work in an autism-specific program. Let's see. Every other Friday night, I run a Dungeons and Dragons encounter for some of my friends. I don't know how to say no, so this D&D encounter turned from me hoping to just do it for 4 or 5 people to planning encounters for 10 to 12 people, and it's very daunting, and it takes a lot of my time planning all of that stuff. I've been working on writing a novel for the last little bit, so it's actually kind of fun to play some of the ideas for my fantasy novel out and get, I guess, instant feedback and also a little bit of help writing it, so to say, because I get to see how people react. So, and that's a lot of fun. So I might go into little stories about what we did as we come into it later on. Let's see. I also coach track and field. I'm a throws coach at a local high school, and so during the spring, I do a lot, but I'm okay with it. It's a lot of fun. I currently started learning how to write code. I want to do a little bit of a career change and get into a kind of a computer information system type of field. I don't know if I want to be a webmaster or whatnot, but yeah, that is me in a nutshell. If you got to this point in the video, what? A kobold's down here? It wasn't. Ouch. It wasn't the, Sorry. Oh, I guess these are all kobolds, but that guy was huge. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, I kind of want to do a career change, and I want to learn a little bit more about the things that make my favorite pastime click. And so I've been looking at video game design as well as basic coding. So I'm horrible at it, but it's coming along. I did see some of this, or one of my profession. Well, my profession is jewel crafting, and so every time I see some ore, I gotta jump over and grab it, just so I can continue to work on my professions. So, also, if you're interested in joining me at all, this character is on Worm Rest Accord. You're more than welcome to look me up. Just try not to steal too much of my stuff or get in my way as I'm recording. And anytime I'm logged onto here, I'm probably recording, unless I'm in Stormwind. I do like to roleplay, so you're more than welcome to come join me over in Stormwind for some RP sessions as well, whenever I'm over there. It doesn't make sense for him to be there yet, as he hasn't really had any reason to go down to the human lands quite yet, having not even met one. So, yep. As far as plan of action, we're going to start in the Eastern Kingdoms, and we're going to work through all of that stuff before we go over to Kalimdor. And then we'll do all of Kalimdor, and then we'll head over to BC after that.
What's on your mind?
Alright, who's in charge here? I don't suppose it was Moira down there. Miracles do happen. That's a Gnoll head. That's what I meant, Gnoll. Are you trying to pull some funny business, Thormlin? It's not like I've had the faintest idea what's going on here. Yeah, so the Gnolls are making the kobolds enslave the Troggs. I don't know. There's a lot going on. I need you to take this back to Mountaineer Kedril. Show him and tell him the nasty critters around here might be having some kind of get-together. Okay. Do you have the miner's gear? Yes. Did you see a lot of kobolds in there? The thought of their grommy heads clawing around our mine makes my stomach rumble. Alright, we're going to take the chain cloak.
What's your Vic?
And we are officially revered. Gotta keep going to get that exalted. I'm sure that only worked because the Troggs aren't bright to begin with, but then again, us dwarves were once creatures of the earth as well. Being bossed around by a kobold doesn't sound quite dignified, and I'm glad we didn't get to find out if they could pull that off.
Safe travels.
Alright, what did I get? Overpower. What's this? Sorry, I haven't played Arms Warrior before. Overpower the enemy, dealing 98 physical damage, cannot be blocked, dodged, or parried. Increase the damage of your next mortal strike by 20%, stacking up to... Oh, nice. So, that's good. Learn to ride. It's time for you to learn to ride. I seek out Ultham at the Embersill Ranch in Dunmore, along the road east out of Ironforge. Don't forget to buy your mount while you're there. Okay. So we'll be able to rope and ride. Wants us to go to Red Ridge Mountains. We'll eventually get there. And Mountaineer Stormpike. I'm sure you've seen just how bad the damage to the loch is by now. The damage spread further than that. I'm afraid all the water had to go somewhere, and it went down to the wetlands. There's a lot of fine dwarves down there trying to help out, and they need supplies. That's why I sent 2 of my mountaineers ahead with a cascabel along the path into the wetlands. I haven't heard back from them since they set off down the road to Donalgaz. Would you mind checking on them? I would love to, but first I'm going to finish this, because we still have 3 chapters left in Loch Modan. I'm excited. We'll get to ride here soon, which should make traveling between places a little bit quicker. I mean, look, we still have a whole bunch of map that we need to uncover. So, one of the things that I really enjoy about these old vanilla zones, despite them not having a lot of people on them, is the way the quests kind of force you to meander through and explore everything. They don't... I don't know. It's enjoyable for me to kind of check out what the artists are trying to do, and this zone is absolutely gorgeous. I'm kind of with Thormelin. I'd love to be outdoors in this zone with the ambience. I mean, you can hear the birds in the background, or at least I assume you can. I don't know if the background is really coming through, but it really does. It just feels nice, pleasant, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, we're continuing to run over here so we can tell this guy in charge of Thilsamar that our, all the baddies may be figuring stuff. Oh, they've got a little spread going on out here. Must be getting ready for Thanksgiving or Harvest Festival or whatever they call it in this game. Okay. Any news from Algaz? Gnolls and Kobolds and Troggs? Oh my! I'd laugh if I didn't have another twist in the story for you. So we've got Troggs working for Kobolds and Kobolds working for the Gnolls. The Gnolls must have moved in from the wetlands. How do I know? Well, they brought friends because what's left of the loch is swarming with bluegill Murlocs that were never here before. Pests are pests, but this coordination is worrying. I need you to talk to Canary Caskshot. She's one of the hunters in these parts, and she'll know how to handle Murlocs if you can pull her away from her mug long enough.
See you soon.
All right. Let's see what's going on with the Murlocs, I guess. Oh, look, there's somebody here. Flechette Jenkins. Hello, Flechette.
What's happening?
Murlocs! Sure, I've hunted Murlocs. And every single stinking one of them deserve what they got. You hear me? Sure. Murlocs working with Gnolls. That's a laugh. Now just killing them won't get you anywhere. Too many of the buggers. But I've got a plan using the old noggin. See, these Murlocs, they have a smell. They get that smell on stuff, and when another Murloc smells it, they go all crazy. It makes great bait for them. Anyway, they've got little glands that have that smell in them. You go get me a bunch of these. Alright, so collect 7 Murloc scent glands from any bluegill Murloc in the Loch. And a load of crock. Okay. Now, while you're running around doing whatever the heck it is that you do, would you mind helping me out a bit? See, I usually go out hunting crocodiles down in the loch, but given certain circumstances, I'd rather sit here right now. Mighty polite of you not to give me grief over it, thanks. So seeing as how you're such a gentleman, why don't you bring me back some crocodile straws, and I'll give you some mostly clean money in return.
Safe travels.
We could do some hunting for you. Why not? We got 5 minutes left on today's episode. We'll check it out. Hi, Florette. Flashette. I'd love that name, Flashette.
What's on your mind?
When the stone rot dam burst, it drained near the entire loch. Horrible ecological devastation. And don't you go thinking that didn't really affect us dwarves. Not only are we plumb out of fish, but there's acres of dead threshodons out there left to rot in the sun. The buzzards are after them, and they're spreading all manner of filth and disease right on the outskirts of town. I can't ask you to clean it all up, but could you deal with the buzzards? Killing even just a few will help. Kill 8 loch buzzards.
Be good.
Okay, yeah. Is this all part of the... Oh, the Axis of Awful. That's right. Okay, yeah, this is all part of it. Most of it is. We've got the Murlocs that we've got to get working on, which is actually the quest that we're going to highlight right now, since we only have 3 minutes left. We won't get it all done, but that's all right. Devastation. Holy cow. Is there a way down? Ah. There it is. So I assume it used to be full all the way up to here, maybe? I haven't reached this area in Classic yet. No sweat gland from you. Oh no, I'm hitting weird lag spikes. There's a sweat gland. Ooh. I see you, buddy. I want you. Granted, I may have bit off more than I can chew. There's a lot of folks around me. Look at this. Alright, we're there. Next week when I record the second episode of this, I'm gonna reset my computer and I'll turn off all the background stuff just so that I see if that helps out with some of this little lag spiky goodness that we've got going on. Might be time for a defrag too. So. Oh, here's a buzzard. I thought I was supposed to clear some of them. Yeah. 4 of them to be, or 8 of them to be precise. Alright, crocodile. Buzzard.
I'm out of range.
I do like that this overpower doesn't cost any rage, so I can kind of cast it at will. Alright, looks like this is going to be the last attack that we get. And then we'll hearth back, and we'll continue this quest on Tuesday. So I'm going to go ahead and hit hearth. And as we're doing that, I just want to thank you all so much for joining me on this new journey. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see, anything in particular that you want to witness as we come in. Here is Thormlin. He's all dressed up for Halloween because why not? I actually kind of like this helmet. It's kind of fun looking. So anyway, I really appreciate all of you. It's been a while since I've done anything on YouTube, and I'm always nervous when it comes to a new series. But I do feel like this series is kind of, it's a fun one. So I look forward to it all. As soon as we finish this Loch Modan, I'll let you all decide whether we continue on the path of Eastern Kingdoms or after the wetlands if we scoot across to Kalimdor, because I know that there's a story arc over there that we could explore. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you all later. Bye, folks.
See ya.